My life is so weird. I'm like Forrest fucking Gump.
Hey friends, welcome to another edition of the unauthorized animated Guillermo del Toro autobiography production diary. Sorry if that's a lot of words in a row. I am David Miller, a multimedia artist in Los Angeles, and I have been working on this for quite some time, inspired probably a couple years ago, originally just listening to Guillermo as I was going through a very depressive state in my life and sort of like picking up a lot of the great knowledge and wisdom that he has, rewatching some of my favorite films of his and watching ones I hadn't seen. I have been deep in this project for a while. It started picking up steam in 2023 when I was drawing more stuff, working as a teacher, and on my lunch breaks I would kind of doodle more for this project. I had original designs of my animated Guillermo puppet, and those got lost on a hard drive over a year ago. Never was able to fully recover them, but I'm kind of glad that I was at that point where I needed to redesign him because my drawing skills and skill set in general have picked up a lot in the last 2 years. So redesigning him in summer of 2023 helped me make a design that I think is like more interesting to look at long term. If you have to watch a film about any animated character, you want to make sure the design is like pleasant enough to look at for the audience. But I've also taken this time to rethink the project because originally I was thinking, okay, this is going to be 20 minutes, it's going to be a half hour, it's going to distill everything that I've learned, also cover as many of his films as possible, all the sort of like lessons he has for upcoming filmmakers, artists, creatives, things that have shown up in his films. And you know what happens when you have a project that's so huge and daunting? It never gets made. So I've seen how short form video has taken off, and I used an AI editing service to take some older YouTube videos and make them short form. Those short form videos on my YouTube channel have higher engagement than my long videos. And the lesson I took from that is that there is a way to make my Guillermo film, but I really need to break it down into bite-sized chunks, and I need to put them out as short form videos and build an audience that way.
One of my favorite fairy tales, which is called The Three Hairs of the Devil, one of the rules is when the devil is asleep, if you pluck one of his hairs, he'll have to answer any question you want to ask him. Why? Because that's what it is. If you pluck his hair, he's going to answer it. So the rules generate themselves. They generate a magical universe, and they give you a sense of a world that is inaccessible to you, but that is fully formed. That is an act of simplicity, and I find that the hardest thing to pull off in art is actually simplicity.
Making any project more bite-sized helps your sanity, it helps you build an audience, and it helps you lock in a creative groove, meaning this is Halloween 2023 when I'm recording this. I have tasked myself with putting out my very first short animation of Guillermo to release today, and it's doable. It is absolutely possible for me to make 30 seconds of motion capture animation that's worth watching and release it in the same day. It is not doable for me to make a 20-minute film that is watchable, interesting, weaves together all the threads I want to weave together. It's just not possible to do that within a day, a week, probably not possible in a month, but I am going to be able to make these little short form videos. All that needs to go in my short form video is some motion, a single memorable thought or concept of Guillermo's that can be boiled down into a 30-second clip, and then just a couple chunks of imagery, B-roll, whatever to cut away to so we can see something else besides how great my motion capture skills are or aren't. Now, this only took me a couple hours at a coffee shop to stick together. Breaking down any daunting task into something more manageable, it just is the way to go. You will develop the muscles and the skills to do the bigger projects, but they have to start small. Also, leading up to this, I did go to a screening of a 2016 film, Lights Out. The director, David F. Sandberg, was present in person. Lights Out is not a film I'd seen, but I had seen his short film that led him to making Lights Out and getting his first motion picture deal. This short film was 2.5 minutes long, and it was a super simple concept that he made with his friends. It had what it needed to make the $5 million film, which ended up making $145 million, and of course giving David F. Sandberg an actual director career. I'm piggybacking on something already existing that people are looking for, which is the genius and soul of Guillermo del Toro. I'm grateful that so much amazing content of this great man is out there in the ether, and yeah, I hope that the project finds the audience that I want it to find, but even if it doesn't, I'm having a blast making these things. And for anybody out there thinking about making short form content, it is not a large leap to create a series of short form content that add up to something much bigger, much like how classic comic strips like Calvin and Hobbes or Dick Tracy would have their daily strip, but a lot of times those would add up to be like a larger storyline that could be collected and treasured. Thanks for watching. Talk to you next time.